Hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's how-to video for parents. I'm Karen Lockhope. I am a podcast host. I host the We Turned Out Okay podcast. I'm a parent coach. I'm an author, and I'm a child development expert, and that is why I wanted to get in here today and talk to you about how to help your child make friends. And this is a thing that can be really worrisome for parents. It's hard to feel like you can be helpful with your child making friends. And I think that's really the first thing I want to get into is we can feel really helpless, but we can make a mindset shift. And I find that a lot of things really start with mindset. So if we can sort of change from a bit of a negative self-talking to like more of a positive one. So instead of saying like, oh my God, my kid will never have a friend, say something to yourself like, how can I help my child have a friend? And that's really the first one. This is, by the way, a distillation of a podcast episode that I did. Actually, not so much a distillation as this is like one tiny piece of a wonderful, wonderful interview I got to have with Audrey Monke, who's the author of the forthcoming book, Happy Campers. She's been a camp director, a summer camp director for like more than 30 years. And she's learned a lot about relationships between parents and kids. She talks to all kinds of parents and she, of course, talks to all kinds of kids as well. And she's just learned these things that I think everybody can benefit from. I really think of her book as kind of the antidote to a lot that is wrong in our world today. And so I wanted to take and give you for this YouTube Live just one quick little tiny piece of a kind of an extension on that conversation. And she's got a whole bunch in there about how to help your child make a friend. So thinking about mindset, like the shift here is from like, my kid will never have a friend and there's nothing I can do about it, which I think a lot of parents can feel really helpless. I know I have in my parenting journey. And if you are feeling that way, hugs, first of all, but second of all, know that you can help. You can be really helpful. And the first step is to just say to yourself, all right, I can be helpful, like to sort of acknowledge that and understand it. The second step is it's simple, but it's hard to put into practice, can be hard to put into practice. And that is get them out into the world where there are other kids. If you, like me, are an introvert, I'm an ambivert. So sometimes I'm introverted and sometimes I'm extroverted. And there are just sometimes where going out into the world just seems like the most impossible thing, particularly after a long day's work, after a lot of interactions with adults. My husband came home the other night and he was just so drained because he had spent his day like Skyping with people in other parts of the world. And, there are nuances to virtual conferences that like we don't often think about in our like actual human interactions, stuff like if the audio goes funny or if there's an echo or if you have to so he had to mute himself. No, he had to have them mute themselves so that he could talk without hearing an echo. And it's just super draining, particularly if you're an introverted person, to come home after a long day of that and then say, okay, now we'll get the kids out and we'll go to the park where it's loud and raucous and fun. But if you want to help your child make a friend, the best thing you can do is to get them out to where there are other kids and then kind of be hands off. Like let your kid play on the play equipment or pull out some books to read if you happen to be at the library, or if you're at a sort of an indoor activity place, to just get themselves acclimated and just see who else is around, because that's one of the best ways to help your child make friends. I work with a coaching client who was really super proud of herself, and I was really proud of her too, because she took her kids out to one of those like fast food kind of places with an indoor playground. And she says they really rarely do this. It was a night where it was like, I'm not cooking tonight, so let's just go get something. And the kids made a friend, or they made, I think, more than one friend. They like played with other kids, and that is how we make friends. And then the third way that I wanted to share with you today is help your child understand his or her own feelings. And this is going to be really helpful for every aspect of their lives. Like, because you can only truly understand somebody else's feelings if you know your own. If you've named your own, if you can say to yourself, ooh, my feelings are hurt right now, or I'm frustrated with this person, or I'm frustrated with myself, or I'm angry. A lot of times kids don't see those things because they've it's just really hard to kind of get out of the moment and go, oh, how am I feeling right now? So the way that I recommend parents do this is by playing what I think of as a feelings game. So say to your child, like, you can do this in a whole bunch of different ways, but one way that I really like is to say, hey, you want to play the feelings game? And particularly if you have a young child, they're going to be on board with that. Like, they will do anything you want because they're just so excited to be with you, right? And be present with you. So you can take turns. You can say, all right, I will show you my feelings on my face, and we'll see if you can figure out what that feeling is. And then try some different ones. Try happy, try angry, try surprise, try scared, right? And then you can say to them, do you want to turn? Do you want to try and have me guess one of your feelings? And so you're naming feelings, you are interacting, you're showing them what somebody else looks like when they're upset or angry or mad or happy or whatever. And all of that is really, really important because when we make friends, what we do is we read social cues. And if we have no language for those social cues, it's likely that we are not, especially when we're really, really young, we just may not be noticing the social cues in the first place. So if two kids are playing together and one yanks a toy out of the other one's hand, the yanker, the person who pulled the toy away, might not understand the tears or the frustration next door until they get hit or something. And if that other kid lashes out, which again is a fairly common occurrence because kids just don't have the vocabulary to say, I'm mad, give me that back, and so we have to teach them that. And that is part of being a good friend, is knowing that you just can't yank a toy out of somebody else's hand, and knowing what to do if you make a mistake. So apologizing, all that kind of stuff. And it all starts with understanding your feelings. So that's kind of where I want to leave it today. I like to try and do these to make them really quick. I just want to give you some quick help that you will get some value out of as you go into your parenting life. Today, just to kind of wrap up, like I offer 3 ways for you to think about how to help your child make friends. The first way is mindset. It's saying to yourself, not they'll never have a friend, but like, how can I help them have a friend? And then the second step is to get out in the world and have them be around other kids. That is a great way to help them make friends. You can't really make friends if you're not around other kids. And the third way is to play that feelings game with them and really help them understand their feelings. So that's what I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to hear my conversation with Audrey Monke, it is amazing. And it is located at WeTurnedOutOK.com/273. The link is right down in the show notes as well. WeTurnedOutOK.com/273. If you got something out of this video, I'd really appreciate it if you just hit the like button. That shows other people that you liked it. Share it with a friend or into a parenting group that you belong to, if you got something out of it. And finally, subscribe, because I do these every Thursday. And if you subscribe, you get like a notification that I'm going to do one. So again, thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. We will see you next week. Bye.